The Bengals have made their 5th and 6th round picks. Remember, they had 2 in the 6th from that trade yesterday with the Chiefs. And in the 5th round, they got a running back. Welcome into the Bengals Breakdown. I'm Abby Alonso. We are going to go over the 3 day 2 picks that just happened most recently. They do still have a 7th round pick. We went over the 4th round pick in the last video, but we're going to break down the Bengals 5th and 6th round picks on this show. Chase Brown, a running back, was taken at 163 overall. Tom Downey has him ranked as the 11th best running back in this draft class, as well as the 129th best prospect overall. Kind of a little bit of a sleeper pick, if you ask me. His scouting report here, he is a workhorse who averaged 27.3 carries per game in 2022, shows solid speed, explosion as he tested like an elite athlete, but he is lacking physicality along with a top-end gear a little bit more on the positive side. He showed that he can handle the volume this year. Like I said, solid speed and explosion. Kind of questionable about whether it's top end, but he's a workhorse. He tested like an elite athlete. This is a good backup, not just a backup, but a good backup. Dane Brugler from The Athletic said this on Chase Brown. Brown has mediocre run strength and must continue to prove himself as a blocker, but his ability to pair his quick scan vision with his controlled footwork should translate well to the next level. He projects as an NFL rotational back who will be ready when and if a starting opportunity arises. For a team that may or may not have Joe Mixon on the roster much longer, this is a good move. We talked about the running back position, the situation. Didn't really know if the Bengals felt the same way, if they wanted to go out and get somebody like Jahmyr Gibbs. We knew that wasn't going to happen, but we talked about it. They waited back, hung back, got a sleeper pick here. This is a guy who, when his name is called, he's going to be ready to roll. In 2022, he had 328 carries, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, and averaged 5 yards a carry. I like this move. It needed to happen. It adds depth with Samaje Perine no longer in the picture, no longer on the roster. Will be paired well with Joe Mixon. Good move for the offense and the Bengals. Do you like the pick? Let me know. We will get there in a moment. Again, this is probably the best situation that could have happened in the running back room if you had to ask me. Again, you could have gone for a higher, bigger prospect, so to speak, but I think there were other needs that were probably a little bit more glaring. You did still have to add some depth here. Chase Brown was the right move. I like the pick. I'm going to give it an A. Let me know what you give it down in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F. Feel free to elaborate. I know you guys love to share your opinion. Sometimes they're a little bit tough, but hey, that's my job. I ask for your opinion, I'll receive it, and you're entitled to think what you want to think, but I like to read it. Why not? Head down to the comment section, grade the pick, and without further ado, we will move on to the first 6th round pick for the Bengals. Another wide receiver in Andrei Iosivas. Guy, that's a last name, if you ask me. It doesn't at all sound like what it looks like. Iosivas. Andrei Iosivas, wide receiver out of Princeton, was taken at 206 in round 6. This is the original pick for the Bengals as they got 217 from the Chiefs yesterday. Kind of threw me for a loop here, grabbing another receiver, but I'm not against it. Another kind of guy that I think I talked about him a couple weeks ago. Kind of flew under the radar, a little bit, I don't want to say mid, but a little bit lower on the prospect rankings here. I think this might be a sneaky good grab. His scouting report here, he's a 2-sport athlete with All-American track background at Princeton. He's fast. That's something I want to say right now. The Bengals got fast between their corners, between the running back. Chase Brown is quick. This guy is fast. Speed, won't have a problem with it on the Cincinnati roster. He's got great speed and contested catch ability. He's still a project when it comes to route running and the jump in competition. What prospect coming in the 6th round isn't a little bit of a project? He's got speed, he's a big guy, and he's smart. He went to Princeton. These are traits that I like. If you're going to grab a receiver, add some depth. And I think I like this move because not only you didn't hole yourself up with grabbing one receiver to hopefully be ready to go whenever Tyler Boyd is no longer a Bengal. He is on the last year of his deal. You grab two. So you've got options here. You've got potential to kind of build up both of these guys. Dane Brugler said this on Iosivas, has long speed and body control worth developing, but he currently limited and requires patient coaching staff while he adds branches to route tree and learns how to be a more complete wide receiver. Though he's a project, he can add vertical element for an offense while he develops at the bottom of the wide receiver depth chart. Like I said, this was a depth move. It just kind of gives some more variety to the offense. Maybe you see some special teams play here. He's got time to develop. He's got the traits surely to become a wide receiver that could help this offense out down the line. He will be towards the bottom of this depth chart, kind of developing until his name is called. In 2022, 66 receptions, just under 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and averaged 14.3 yards per catch. Andrei Iosivas, the first 6th round pick for the Bengals. We'll get to the second one in just a moment. But before we do that and round out the show, make sure you subscribe. I'm giving you a lot of information here. We're going through 3 different draft picks for the Bengals all at once. Got kind of hectic over here, but I said, hey, I'm going to make sure these Cincinnati fans get their news, get the information they need. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to get it out to them. And here it is. We're pushing the video out. You've got 3 draft picks in one video. Make sure you subscribe. We will keep you updated when that 7th round pick comes out, as well as draft grades and any signings that the Bengals do make with the undrafted free agents tomorrow. Hit the sub button. Let's grow the channel. Finally, the second 6th round pick that the Bengals went after at 217, Brad Robbins, punter from Michigan. A punter in the 6th isn't crazy. San Francisco grabbed a kicker in the 3rd yesterday. That is crazy. This isn't absolutely insane. Coop, I think you told me Evan McPherson was drafted 2 years ago in the 6th? Or something like that. And look, he panned out pretty well for the Bengals. They tend to know what they're doing when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I'm here for it. You're not at a place where you have huge gaping holes on the roster right now, okay? Maybe a tight end. You may see a tight end in the 7th. I'm not really sure what they're going to do in the 7th at this point if you're grabbing a punter in the 6th. But at this point, and look, to break it down for you a little bit, I've got some of his notes right here. In 2022, he had 43 punts. He averaged 42.3 yards per punt, 64 long. Pretty good guy. He had 6 years at Michigan. Tom Downey has him better in 2021. But, I mean, if the Bengals are going out to get him, probably got some good traits. His hang time is really good. He's a finesse punter, as Tom Downey put it. So I like the move. I'm not opposed to it. I am curious to see what the Bengals do to finish out the 2023 NFL Draft. Maybe they grab that tight end. I'm not quite sure. I do like the moves they made. Running back Chase Brown, wide receiver Andrei Iosivas, and of course, punter Brad Robbins. I like the moves. Let me know down in the comment section who you want the Bengals to finish this draft out with. Drop some names down below in the comment section. As always, appreciate y'all for watching. We will see y'all soon.